Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or, like for me, just morning. Oh, man.
Three, two, one, launch. Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam! And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradleys Fun. My name is Ron E. Bradley, and welcome to the Daily Dish. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day or morning or whatever. Hopefully better than mine. It's amazing the things that can happen before 9:30 a.m. or 9. Oh my gosh, it's already 9:49 a.m. Yeah, so I apologize. I turned on my computer and then it was just frozen. Like I'm like, my goodness, there's just it's. I don't know if I need a new laptop. I will tell you this. I should tell you guys a story, real quick. So before I started doing YouTube full time last year, and certainly before, like, honestly, all the way up until I was asked to be a guest on the Pro Show, I didn't use my laptop. This laptop was just sitting stagnant. So, um, and it's like I call it a new laptop because it's not been used that much since I bought it. It's older, but it's not old as far as how much it's been used. So I figure it should probably be working like new, because I barely used it because I typically, for like typical bill paying stuff like that, I use my cell phone or my tablet. But to use StreamYard properly, you have to use some type of a computer, laptop, whatever. And I figured it would be fine because when I started doing the Pro Show, when I started my guest appearances, um, it was working. Actually, I didn't even use this for my first guest appearance. I used my wife's laptop for my first guest appearance on the Pro Show, and that's really the only computer we've been using for the last few years in our house. She's mostly using that, and I'm not using anything. So maybe I just need to get a new laptop. It bothers me because this one's so not used. Or Tom F can come take a look at it, and maybe he can fix everything. I don't know why it like freezes up sometimes and does what it does, but it's like, for me, I am so old school in my thinking that I feel like I should be able to open it up and go, right? Open it up and I guess it just doesn't. Just doesn't work that way as I would like it to. I've often used this analogy before that I'm so old that I am from the day and age when you click the switch, something happened. Like you click a light switch, and the light goes on, and it feels to me like computers should work the same way. But you've probably noticed this, that sometimes you do like you're on a touch screen thing, you touch the button where you're supposed to touch, and then it's like 5, 10, 20-second delay before anything happens. That I there's I've never been able to overcome that not completely frustrating me. And I wish I could, but here we are. I guess I feel like, when you click a switch, it should work. Call me old fashioned, call me old school, but that is where we're at. Let me get rid of this off the screen. I'm going to remove my countdown video from the studio. Joshua Boyd, do you know how much subscribers you need to go live? The last I checked, it was 50. However, if you're using a platform like StreamYard or Prism or anything like that, my understanding is go through those platforms, those apps, learn how to use them, bring up a Prism or StreamYard tutorial video on YouTube, and you should be able to find out how to go live without having any subscribers, technically. I think you can do that. Anyhow, but as far as going live through YouTube directly, it's at least 50 subscribers. I never use YouTube directly anyway. But let's get going. Let's see who all's in the house. I got 17 viewers this morning. I don't know how when the glitch happened, but here we are. So thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it so much. And before I do intros, before I say hi to everybody, let me show you something. And I know there's a lot of people here. A lot of people, if you're new to the show, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the notifications bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm. And I want to show you something that I like to do on the show. But we're going to start with the miniature version of it. So if anybody ever drops a membership or super gifted memberships, PayPals, any of those types of things, and by the way, I do see PayPals during the show, just so you know. Some people think I don't, but I do. I have a way to screen that. So if that happens, if those are dropped, then what we do is a celebration. Now, we have a long celebration that we do, but I'm going to show you the short version of it for now so we can get started.
Is it too much? Too much? It's the birthday! Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
Yeah. Now, there's a much longer version of that celebration, and we get into it, we dance, we party, we have fun, we have a good time because it's Wednesday and we're about to get hit by a big old giant hurricane. We shall see what happens with that. Vinny T, good to see you in the house. I hope, Vinny T, you saw the release of Broccoli Hill early. I made it available for minivan members only at first, and there's only 2 of you, so you had early access to that for a few hours. So, and I'm going to do more of that, Vinny T, just to let you know, when I'm doing new important videos, early access to those videos. Let's see who all has made it in to the house this morning. Little Mouse 27. Okay, got the right one now. Hey, yeah, I know. What I'm doing. So like this morning, I posted 3 daily dishes for the next 3 days. I'm just putting it out there on StreamYard, so I have the bookmark, the place mark, whatever. But yeah, be careful when I put those out because it's really weird. I'll put them out in the date order, so I post today, and then I post for tomorrow, and then I post for Friday, and then YouTube, in all of their wisdom, what they do is they actually put them out backwards. So the one I posted the latest is the one they show you the first, even though it's for a future date further in the future. So that is how that works, just to let you all know. Tom F says, good morning. And he posted also on the future live. Bad part is, I've done it before, and then Ron caught me. That's fine. No big deal. No big deal there. It happens. What happens? Shh. It happens. So, yes, I know. Yeah, I'm showing you the reference from Forrest Gump. Mom always said, "Stupid is as stupid does." Would you like a chocolate? Good morning, Go and Shogi. Go and Shogi. And who else do we have here? Beautiful day ahead of the hurricane. And Canadian Family Life. Tiffany is in the house. Hey, all. I'm guessing you meant to say dicier here, and you're probably right. I probably do. But like again, this laptop is not. It is old in the sense that I bought it at least 5 years ago, I think, or so. I don't know where I got it from. Anyway, maybe my mom gave it to me. But it is. But it looks brand new. And I guess with things like computers, they gotta stay updated. Whatever. You know, it's really weird because technology is moving at a really, really quick pace. But as far as the human mortal condition, as we age, we get older, time takes on a whole different meaning. It's like 10 years is like 1 year used to be. So it's just so different. So like when I buy something like I could have something for 23. Remember before all of this technology stuff existed, people would like make their own clothes and you'd have like 5 outfits and that's all you'd wear your entire life. I probably would have done better back then. Hi, Pam. Good to see Pam Empson here this morning. Pam the Blam is in the house. Joshua Boyd, there is that. Yes, that's the question that I answered earlier. And Dan's Life of the Kingdom says gonna go to Hollywood Studios today for a bit. Yes, Go and Shogi says computers crush my ADD. Maybe that's when I'm, grate my patience. Yeah. And Vinny T says, good morning, folks. Are we ready for the rain? Depending on what happens here in Orlando, it's either a lot of wind or a lot of rain. Sometimes it's both, but typically it's more one than the other. Kit Kat is in the house and says, good morning, all. And Go and Shogi reminds us all, please don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate that. My beautiful wife is in the house. I see her. There you are. Good morning, peoples. So we have sprung a little bit of a leak this morning. Well, maybe it's yesterday, but we've got some water issues in our apartment and affecting the studio. We've got to get those taken care of. Pain. That's why I buy Mac computers. Yeah, except that I'm not a big fan, generally speaking, of the Apple products. Just I just not I'm not a fan of Apple as a company now. I used to be a huge fan. When Steve Jobs was still alive. Things have changed. Dylan Soup. Hey Ron, sup chat. I love to see Dylan Soup in the house. Thanks everybody for being here this morning. We have a hurricane coming, and it is coming round the bend. Yes, we definitely need to. My wife loves Apple products. Great. So yeah, and I started my whole computing thing with Apple products. My first computer was an Apple IIe Plus. You know what it is? It's the iPhone itself bothers me because I think it had to do with, and maybe it's different now. I mean, it was the last iPhone that I had. It was the way that you had to load in the music and stuff. It was everything had to be Apple in order for it to work, and that's why I've kind of like with Android stuff, you can pull from different resources, and it doesn't have to be all the same. So blah 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 blah. A Surface Pro. Oh yeah, well, I mean, as much as I would love to invest in all of that stuff, you still have your first Apple? We have several Apples in the house. Um, Older ones. I didn't even know you still had your first Apple. So she's literally the next room over, and I'm learning new things about my beautiful wife. Oh golly, golly, golly. And then you said, yeah, I don't like either Apple either. Terrible business, but their computers are easy for me to use and they last. Well, yeah, I mean, the product is a good product. That's if you have a good product, that's really what matters. And then Dylan Soup says, I like Macs and PCs. Apple lost my interest about 2017, slowly regaining it with the M1 Silicon processors. And Dan's Life says he's an iPhone person because it's simple. I'm a Windows person for PC. I'm familiar with it more than Mac. This is your first one? Which one was this? iPhone. My wife is showing me. iPhone 4. Look at this little thing. It still works.
Yeah. That is vintage.
It's vintage now. Now things are becoming vintage after a few years because the technology moves so fast. I do not still have my first Apple II Plus um, uh, personal computer. Man, if I did still have that, thing would be just wild. But there was in my whole, computer usage during my lifetime. I was 10 years old when I started with the Apple II Plus, and then oh man, I'm going down a road I did not mean to go down. But I don't have a huge show today when I'm talking about the upcoming hurricane. I'm going to try to play something from you guys for you guys. And we're going to look at the hurricane stuff in just a minute. Going down this road, my computing not career, that's not a job thing. My computing usage over time got interrupted for quite a few years. I didn't use a computer, and from the Apple days to Windows 95, there was I want to say like a 10-year gap that I didn't use computers from maybe, yeah, I guess it was from about 85 to 95. And then I was a missionary for a while. And when I was a missionary, I was actually using other people's computers. And that's how I kind of learned even what the heck the internet was. That was a wild, wild time. Custom PCs, Hackintosh, Cheese Grater Max for me. Now in '99, I had my own computer and I liked switching out the RAMs and building stuff on it. And I actually ended up working for Best Buy Geek Squad for a while. So it's not like I don't know computers altogether, but it's like every time I skip time, there's just tons of stuff tons of new stuff to learn. And Tom says, are you at the doctor? If you're at the doctor and right, can you please focus on your wife at the doctor, Tom F? Come on. I'm an IT system admin, so yeah, it's all blah blah blah. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious. What's Vinny saying? Hang on to that. It'll be collectible someday. For sure. Also, I think the music thing, I don't remember. I have the music thing. I don't remember the name. Oh, the iPod. Yeah, the iPod, of course. Anybody have a Zune that like they used in Guardians of the Galaxy? Mine, I liked having just the generic MP3 player. For me, okay, you know why I liked? You could probably figure out why I liked having the generic MP3 player. I was introduced to what was that thing called that went down that everybody was downloading songs off of in the early 2000s. I can't remember what it was, but anyway. Yeah, Tom is waiting for his wife, I think. I hope you're okay. My wife asked if you're okay, so just let us know that everything's okay, Tom F, in the chat. Always wanted a Zune. Oh man, we gotta get one of those. Okay, so I want to get to the story as we welcomed everybody in. It's 10:07. I think I do have the redirect up to Culture Casino here. Um, Basically, what I'm going to do, if I can, let's see what the projected path is. If I can find an update on a story here, preferring local. I'm trying to see. I'm looking right now. Oh, great. The Tallahassee Democrat. That's what I want. Um, we used to have two papers in St. Louis. It was the St. Louis Post Dispatch and the St. Louis Globe Democrat. But let's see if we can take a look at this um, over here. There we go. Yes. Prayers for your wife. All right. Present. Share screen. And if I can do this here, I think I can. Here we go. All right, so this is out of Tallahassee, the Tallahassee Democrats, and it says that Helene close to hurricane strength. Winds could hit 120 miles per hour before Florida landfall. This is by Cheryl McLeod out of the USA Today Network. All right. Hurricane watches and warnings have been issued across Florida as Tropical Storm Helene continues to strengthen, according to the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. At 8 a.m., forecasters extended tropical storm warnings north to Altamaha Sound, Georgia. That is a difficult word to say. Altamaha Sound. Time is running out to complete preparations for what is expected to be a major hurricane by the time it makes landfall on Thursday. So I believe they're predicting about a Category 3 at landfall, possibly. So then you've got spaghetti models, current predictions. Let's see. Current predictions have Helene rapidly intensifying as it moves north in the Gulf of Mexico. Winds could get up to 120 miles per hour over the next 36 hours, according to the National Hurricane Center. That would make Helene a Category 3 hurricane. AccuWeather forecasters are predicting Helene could reach Category 4 strength as it moves into the extremely warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico, with maximum sustained winds ranging between 130 and 156 miles per hour. Winds could be at 120 miles per hour before making landfall in Florida. So there is the iPath predicted model here. All right, so you're taking a look at that. For the most part, as it comes by Central Florida, unless it takes that far eastern pathway, because in these spaghetti models and the cone models, the cone of uncertainty, as they say, it could be right in the center where it's lined up as, when you see the red mark, it could go to the left or the west, it could go to the east. If it hits if it hits as far east as the model shows it possibly could, let's say that that would be like the worst case scenario for Central Florida and the impacts that it would have on Walt Disney World. If it does that, that would be tomorrow, Thursday. Let me see what the time would be. I've attempted to switch tabs, and it froze. Just want to switch tabs. That's all. Come on, computer. So on my end, just so you guys know, I've lost my it's my StreamYard tab has frozen up. It's so funny, man. Like, why on earth would that happen? I have no idea. I don't have to look here while I have the picture up, though. This looks like about noon. About noon on Thursday. That's about noon tomorrow. Might be the worst impacts. Do you have anything on here, Brenda? Oh, okay. Well, I was able to get back to this tab. That helps. All right, so let me see if I can get back to the other tab because I need to get it off. That's so weird. It won't go to that tab. Huh. So that's weird. As I have my tabs up on my Chrome browser, it's not letting me hit off. Let me see. Let's go back to here, see what happens. I know, Tom. We got it. We got to get you out here and see what the heck is going on with this convoluted thing. Let's remove that and see if I can go to any other tab. And this may not let me do any other tab. That is sort of bizarre. It's giving me that whole like not responding thing. So let me see here. Just trying to figure out what to do to get to another tab. Let's do this. Let's do this. Is the show still going out? Can't hear myself. Trying to see if I froze up. Okay. Let's see if I can remove this. It's a little bit more challenging when you have. Yes, you're still broadcasting. Thank you, Pink T33. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Fortunately, The video broadcast portion of this is actually going through my cell phone, so it should be okay. Yeah, but it's so, and that's one of the reasons that I'm using my cell phone for the video portion, is to hope that like that still goes on even if the computer stuff crashes altogether. But right now, what's happening is, to run the show, you have to use a computer. You can't really run the show from a cell phone when you're doing the things that I'm doing. If you're doing like an on location, it's not so bad. But trying to bring up other tabs and stuff, you need a laptop for that. And it is the laptop portion of this that is not working the right way. But oh man, that runs off the laptop too. I was going to say I want to play the celebration, but the whole thing is not working right. I wonder if, what time is it? 10:18. All right, so I want to stop sharing this. And it's not, so anything that I'm clicking on the tablet are on my laptop right now. Just so you guys know what's going on, when I'm clicking on my tablet, nothing is working on there. Having issues. Yes, I'm having a lot of issues. Yeah, Tom, I definitely need you to come out, take a look, and find out what on earth is going on and why this always says like not responding. I'm constantly getting the not responding thing on my computer when I try to run a browser, and I don't know what is happening in the background. Even though I can bring up all the stuff, I need somebody like you to look at all this stuff and see what all can I stop in the background so that none of that stuff is going on, because that's going to help a lot. So we are having what I think the good part of this, if it's still going out, is people know, well, look, I have an HP laptop, and you're going to know maybe you don't want to buy an HP laptop. I don't know. I've had a Toshiba before that worked really well. I don't know if it's the laptop. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think what's happening here, I mean, right now, my cell phone is still running the show, but the things that I want to be able to do with a show like this, I need to be able to bring up separate tabs and show the screen and do the different things and all of that, which all has to be done through the laptop. My laptop, as far as I can see, is running nothing but my browser. But it's just running through the browser. I mean, the browser is the only thing running on my laptop, and it's the browser that's not working right. It's so bizarre. And it, I think it has to do with the very things that StreamYard itself uses. Like I couldn't even end the show right now if I wanted to. Like I have to keep going because the whole thing's convoluted. It won't. I can't get to anything on my screen right now. And this is the same problem I was having when I first, again. So I was saying this earlier, Tom. The laptop, age-wise, is older. And I don't know if you missed this part of the show, but what I was saying is that this laptop sat stagnant for, I want to say, at least 4 years because I wasn't using a laptop for anything. Hey, Izzo's Place, I see you in the chat. Just can't bring it up right now on the screen. So yeah, the laptop's stagnant. So it's basically, this is a brand new laptop as far as usage is concerned. I haven't used it for a whole lot. there's not a whole lot in here. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's incredibly bothersome when you have a piece of equipment you pay money for and it doesn't work. I mean, literally everything on my laptop again is frozen, just like when I turned it on and was having issues with the show this morning. So um yeah, incredibly bothersome, and I really apologize for that. I wonder if can I do that from here? I'm just going to try to do something from the. I'm going to try to play the celebration, and I'm trying to do it from my cell phone. You guys can see me reaching up here. I think I can do it from here, and I'm just going to play it from here. See if we can do it. All right, here goes. Ready?
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Oh, that's so nice. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, anticipation. It's making me mental. But if they say yes to be on the show, I think I would go so crazy.
All right. Well, at least that worked. Before we go, I'll just use this and tell you guys what my experience is. I can't really bring up what I wanted to as far as the slides are concerned, but I've had experience. And this is really what I had wanted to talk about on the show. This is from a cast member's perspective. I'm not a cast member now, but I was before. And what I wanted to let you guys know is what the preparation is for a hurricane at Walt Disney World. So Walt Disney World, for all its current faults and flaws and everything else, is absolutely probably the safest place to be during a hurricane. People actually flock there locally if you can get a room because the hotels are safe. And if the parks close down, especially if the parks close down, the resorts are really fun. They bring characters into the resorts, and I wanted to be able to show you if you go to my channel, and you have to kind of go back a little ways, but I posted our experience during, I think it was Hurricane Dorian a few years back. It might have been as far back as 2019. I didn't, but I posted it last year because and again, I've kind of explained this before, but what does they make sure to put all the guests in a boat in a ditch and put them in the water? Standard protocol. Oh golly, you're funny. If a cast member broke their foot, would that be a casted cast member? Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah, again, I'm doing all of this now on my cell phone, guys, just so you guys know. That's why I'm reaching up. You see me clicking to hit the comments. Anyway, so but it's fun at the resorts, not the parks. I can't go into the parks, but if you're at the resort, we did this video where I was at Grand Floridian and we took the monorail over to Contemporary, and then also then back to Grand Floridian, I think. And that was during Hurricane Dorian. And we had a blast. Had a really, really good time. My camera, I just realized how off I am over here. Well, there we go. We had a really, really good time. Again, this was 5 years ago, so I don't know how it would be now, but there is what's called the ride out crew. So typically, if you're married, you're probably not going to sign up for this. It is a voluntary thing. However, you usually end up getting paid time and a half for it. So a lot of people will sign up for it and do the ride out crew, and you stay there overnight. When you are called in, it's voluntary, so you may or may not get called in. But if you put your name on that list and you get called in for ride out crew, and they call for ride out crew because of what they think is going to be the impact of the hurricane, then those cast members come in and you clock in, and you don't clock out until you leave the next day, or it could be 2 days later. You will stay at you have promised that you will stay at Walt Disney World and do whatever it is that they ask you to do until they ask you to leave. Now, they give you a place to sleep. They feed you. So you typically, if you're on ride out crew, you don't have to worry about your place to sleep. You don't have to worry about food. You're going to get all that while you're there. And they generally take care of those cast members and help with ride out crew pretty well, from what I understand. I've heard stories of people actually ending up them throwing like 15, 20 cast members in a presidential suite before, because it wasn't occupied during a hurricane. So sometimes you might get very, very lucky if you do the ride out crew. I've never done it because I want to be at home with my family during a hurricane. So that's usually for single people, but it's an interesting situation. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. But again, if you're there at Walt Disney World and you're worried about the impact to your vacation, gosh, look at that. Failure to display security. And yeah, my whole computer's fritzing right now. So I'm going to have to use a cell phone to probably finish this whole thing up. Anyway. But that's basically all I wanted to let you guys know. So when Helene comes in tomorrow, my guess is, unless it goes really far east of the predicted path, it's probably not going to have much of an impact on the operational side of Disney World. I'm actually depending on what the weather reports are tomorrow, I may actually go out to Disney and be live from the parks or the resorts to show you guys what it's like tomorrow during a tropical storm, during a hurricane type. It should only be a tropical storm when it hits here. It just depends on what the path is. I will know as far as tomorrow's show, the Daily Dish, if it's going to be an on-site, on-location show, I won't know that until I wake up in the morning and find out what the weather has decided to do at that point in time. But it's very possible that if you tune in tomorrow, that's what you may see. You might actually get to see the storm on site and what that looks like. What we're looking at here, I think, more than anything else, is rain and wind and thunderstorms, but not to any degree that would excuse me, not to any degree that would be of a major impact to the Walt Disney World Resort. Guys, because of this computer issue, I'm going to have to let you go. And I really, really appreciate everybody that did come in today. I want to celebrate you guys because you are the energon that makes this show work when it does. Even if we have technical issues, I will be here through all of it. And so I'm going to celebrate you right now, because we know even YouTube's giving issues to, I don't go and show these people want to drop memberships. They can't do it. That's okay. We are still going to celebrate. Not celebrating YouTube, not celebrating technology. I'm celebrating you guys out there. Let's celebrate together.
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect. Wahoo!
Oh, this is too much. We all give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
All right. My goodness, does dancing during the celebration count as my exercise for the day? I'll let it count. Let's go ahead and let that count go in shogi. I tell you what, I was just thinking about the future. 68 is the show number that we're on today, right? Today is 68. Hopefully it all turns around tomorrow at show number 69. But anyway, oh, good morning, belated. Good morning, Native Hawaiian. We have had nothing but technical issues. It's been belated all day for everybody, so you're good. Good coming in the door right now. I can't get my laptop to run, so going shogi got it. So I was thinking about the future, and at some point in time, I'm going to be around show 500 or show 1,000 or whatever we're doing. Gosh, show 1,000 is going to be a few years from now, right? Hey, what's up, Wayne? Good to see you in the house. Fairbrick Studio says hi. Yeah, he might have. That might have been inspired by Lou. But at that point in time, hopefully the channel will have an income to sustain all the technical stuff that I want to do and fund all of this stuff, which we are, as we're starting here, we are doing this as cheaply, as inexpensively, as budget friendly as possible. Let me put it this way. I am currently doing the show on a current Disney budget, but hopefully 5 years from now, I'll be doing the show on a Disney budget from 10 years ago. That's the problem. The problem is the updates, Pam, I swear. Oh, hey, Sunset Harbor Entertainment. I wish I could tell you it's going great, but it's been very weird and very convoluted today as I can't get my laptop to seem to work at all. Yeah, here we are. But yeah, I'm thinking about the future, and we're gonna have you guys that if at some point in time in the future, I'm gonna say, oh wow, Izzo's Place has been a member for 3 years, and Go and Shogi's been modding for me for 3 years, and all this stuff. And I'm thinking about that time that's gonna come. What's up, Carter C? I see you. Yes, I do. I'm thinking about that time in the future, and Dylan Soup and everybody, and that you guys are here. And I'm thinking about how we're going to have these fun stories to tell about how convoluted this was when we first got started, which is now. You just have to look at it from that point of view. Hopefully, that's where the future leads. And we look back and we say, man, 2024, when we first started the Daily Dish, man, things were janky. But 2027, look how far we've come. Hopefully we'll be able to say that very kind of a thing in the future. Yeah, some updates, they just aren't good, and some are. And yeah, and the funny thing is, it's like, so I had my YouTube for the first year, and I'm already starting to think that I may have to divide into separate channels, because Yeah, a channel on YouTube is not like a channel on television. A channel on television, obviously, you're going to have different types of programming during different times of the day. And the programming can literally be all over the place. Sometimes of the day is children program. Well, YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube wants your programming on your channel to be very, very niche. So, um, I like to do a lot of different things on this channel, from shorts that are funny, sometimes good, fun family vlogs about wherever we are, whether it's SeaWorld or Disney or Universal or whatever. And then oftentimes it's, also being very critical of the things that Disney does when they're not doing, when they're taking steps that are maybe not the best steps, when they have missteps, if you will. And so this channel, it's not really all over the place. It's all within the scope of family vlogging, vacationing, and all that type of stuff. But YouTube seems to not love that. They want you to either be a just vlogging channel. This is all I do. I do daily vlogs, no matter how boring my life is. Like I see some of the people that have big vlog channels, and some of the stuff that they put on there, and I'm like, it's just not that exciting. So yeah, it's very interesting to see, um in my journey with YouTube, how it works out over time, what goes out there, what works. And so I'm thinking that over time, eventually, depending on what ends up, I'd say after 2 years working best for this channel, then I may have to start or separate out the channel that I do for vlogs, or it could be anything like that. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But we shall see over time. Pam, in my world, updates will and have brought down production machines. Those are not fun days. Yeah. Remember everybody trying to update for the whole Y2K thing? That was tough back in the day. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if my laptop, if I can at least start something. And it's so weird. It is so weird. I wish, but and the weirdest part, and this, Tom, there are days that it seems to just work perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. And then there's other days where, like, what the heck happened? Why am I opening my laptop and everything's so bizarro world now? And I don't know. It's a little strange. A little bit on the strange side of things. So here we are. And I'm just double checking. It is 10:40. We're going to go right over to culture. And I just want to say, for those that came in today, thank you guys. I see 16 people out there watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. Going Shogi, appreciate you. Modding, Tom F as well. And Tom, prayers for your wife. Everything goes well there. Everybody that's been here, Pam, Sunset Harbor, Going Shogi, Tom, my beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley, Carter C, Fairbrick Studios, Bud Files, Sunset Harbor. Who else? Who am I missing? Izzo's Place. Everybody out there, thank you guys so much for being here today. Yeah, Figment. That's not real. That's just a figment of your imagination. Anyway, we shall see what happens tomorrow, whether or not the weather allows me to go out and be on location. I don't know. I am supposed to be on Agatha watch party tonight on Pro. Again, we'll see what happens there. And then I think Friday we'll be discussing the Penguin, and we'll be discussing Agatha, and all of those things as they come along. So until then, before you head out the door, leave a like if you haven't already. Even if you like it out of, this is just so funny watching this guy struggle his butt off trying to make things work. Thank you, Going Shogi, for posting that. Should I watch and give you highlights? Yeah, that's funny. Uh, there's no highlights to this one. Um, and I'm not recording it, thank goodness. But yes, I got Broccoli Mountain. I got a ride through that I put up yesterday at night for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications as Go and Shogi says. And until tomorrow, or until whenever you may find me on Pro or Lorena or Culture or anywhere else, we will see you real soon. I gotta get that off the screen, and then I can go out and at least tell Culture that you came over from Follow the Bradley's Fun. Let's go raid him, and until next time, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.